circumstances are, won't it?" "Perhaps we can circumvent that in another way," smiled Mr. Tredwell. "For instance, if I were to tell you a few things I overheard the other day, and you realized how much I knew, barring certain rather necessary details that escaped me, perhaps you might feel that it would not be violating her confidence to supply those details?" "Well, I might have a try at it," volunteered Sydney cautiously, "but I do not have to answer if I think it best not to." "You are going to make a true lawyer," laughed Mr. Tredwell. "I can see that right now. However, suppose I tell you that I understood from some of your remarks that this child, Delight, and, by the way, I never caught her name that afternoon, it quite surprised me when I heard it, this child had in her possession something, some journal or diary, that half gave her a clue to a mystery about herself. I gathered from what you said about it that it was something in the nature of a naturalist's notes, but I was still asleep, I imagine, while you were reading it. Am I correct?" "Yes," acknowledged Sydney. "It can do no harm to admit that much." "The notes themselves, I presume, you do not feel justified in showing me?" "That is just what she made us promise not to do." "I see. Among those notes were there many allusions to the child herself?" "Very, very few. What there were did not seem to throw much light on the mystery." "The child herself does not know what they mean?" "I don't believe she does. She thought maybe we could understand, make something out of the puzzle. But we couldn't." "Does this child, Delight, remember ever seeing anyone around with them, with Jerry in the Everglades?" "She remembers Jerry's first wife, a Seminole Indian woman. Absolutely no one else." "Ah. That's a point that is very important. Thank you for not hesitating to disclose it. One thing more. I haven't a doubt that Jerry has gone back to the Everglades. It's the only place where he's likely to think himself safe from me. I would very much like to inquire if, when this party left here, you had any idea what special route they intended to take? Perhaps the girl knew?" "No. To be candid with you, their departure was the greatest surprise to us. It must have happened the very night after Delight gave us the papers. When we went to return them the next day the place was deserted. Quite by chance we found a little note she had left for us, but she knew no more than we what route they would take. She bade us good-bye. That was about all." "I thought it rather singular," went on Mr. Tredwell, "considering what I knew of the whole affair, that you should be so willing to bring me here this afternoon. I did not realize that you already knew the birds had flown. But now I have a proposition to make. This Jerry Saw Grass must be traced, and followed. The matter is so important that I have decided to postpone other urgent business that would have taken me back to New York, and follow this up to the end. It is a matter that has long held fire in a legal sense and ought to be settled at once. I am more fortunate to have come upon this clue. I had almost given up hope of ever solving the mystery. You two young people seem to have been lucky enough to gain the entire confidence of the principal actor in the scene. It is her welfare that is at stake, and Jerry is the factor that is blocking the whole proposition. Jerry we must get at, and, since you two are so deeply concerned with Delight, how would this proposition strike you? I invite you both and Bernice's mother to accompany me in my car, which I devoutly trust will be ready, to take a few days' trip down into the region of the Everglades, and see what we can discover in regard to the fugitive. What do you say?" The proposition was so astonishing, so beyond anything they had ever expected to happen, that they were mutually struck dumb. But their looks were so eloquent that Mr. Tredwell laughingly remarked, "Well, as silence is usually construed to mean assent, I take it that the bargain is settled." Chapter 13